Kalimera and good afternoon, everyone. Distinguished guests, partners, and colleagues. Welcome to this webinar, which is jointly organized by Studying Greece and our dear partner, the Chinese Survey Center for Scholarly Exchange, aka CSCSE. My name is Diana from Studying Greece, responsible for the facilitation of international academic collaboration. So today's event marks the beginning of a new dialogue dedicated to the Sino-Greek cooperation in higher education, with a particular focus on system understanding, student mobility, and institutional engagement. I would also like to mention that this webinar is with full support of the Embassy of the People's Republic of China in Greece. And we are very honored also to have the academic contribution of KELKIP, the Sino-Greek Center for Mutual Learning Between Civilizations from both China and Greece sides. So over the next 80 minutes or so, first we will start with opening remarks and followed by a series of focused presentation. And in the end, we will conclude with an open Q&A session. A small note for all of you. You are welcome to leave your question in the chat box throughout the whole session, or you can hold your question till the end. I will monitor the chat and bring the question into discussion during the Q&A. All right, without further ado, let's begin. But first of all, I would like to inform you today's webinar will be recorded. So thank you. First, to open today's webinar, I would like to invite Mr. Yorgos Hatzidakis, Operations Director of Studying Greece, to say a few words about this webinar. George, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Diana. Dear Educational Attaché of the Embassy of People's Republic of China in Greece, dear CSCSE partners, dear Professor Chloe Bala from KELKIP Steering Committee, dear professors and academic staff from Greek and Chinese universities, along with my Studying Greece colleague, I would like to welcome you to today's webinar. I'm Yorgos Hatzidakis, as Diana said, and I'm the Operations Director of Studying Greece. It is a great honor to be co-organizing this event with CSSC, CSCSE. This is never going to get easier. And today's event, I'm pretty sure that plays an important role in the creation of academic bridges of collaboration between the two countries, especially in these challenging times like this. I would like to thank Diana for coordinating this event, and I would also like to maybe give a small teaser in the opening remarks that the global higher education landscape is been growing steadily, 5% per year. The estimations tell us that by 2030 we'll have around 9 million students studying globally. It is something of great importance, and to be honest, there is a rise in the alternative emerging education destinations, like, for example, let's say Greece. As far as the Greek educational landscape is concerned, we have three progressive reforms from 2019 to 2022. Greek universities were allowed to have English taught bachelor's degrees. There was a financing of global promotion and boosting of staff exchange from 2022 to 2024. There was the support of many collaborations between superpowers like China, like US, like the UK, and other countries. The creation of the Studying Greece organization of the internationalization of Greek higher education and focus on the global promotion and recruitment. What we are doing now is to create foreign branch campuses that operate in Greece, financing the creation of joint and dual masters, and Greece ratifies LRC to enter the EHEA. This is a small introduction of what we're going to discuss in this presentation, and I would like to welcome you all again to this fantastic webinar.
Thank you, George, and thank you so much for setting the scene so clearly. And now we have the honor of hearing from Ms. Wang Ying, Education Attaché from the embassy. Ms. Wang's role plays at the very heart at of the educational diplomacy between our two countries, and her perspective on this partnership is invaluable. Ms. Wang, please.
Kalimala, Kalimala, everyone. I'm very honored to attend this webinar. I'm very happy. Everybody from different universities from study in Greece together to talk about higher education between two countries. I'm very happy. Okay, that's all.
Thank you very much.
Great.
And thank you very much, Ms. Wang, for your remarks. And we're truly, we're truly grateful for the continued support from the Chinese embassy and for all the activities, interactions. We wish there are more to come in the future. And now I'm honored to introduce Professor Chloe Bala from University of Crete. And she's also the chairperson of the KELKIP steering company. Professor Bala has been a pioneer in fostering the genuine academic dialogue between our cultures. Professor Bala, please.
Thank you very much for having me. I also want to thank the Embassy of the People's Republic of China in Greece because they have been tremendously helpful and encouraging us in so many ways. And Professor Wang Yong from Southwest University and the Chinese KELKIP, it has been a really very fruitful experience. And it's always nice to meet important people and nice people under the institutions. Can I share my screen?
Yes, of course.
Okay, I wasn't sure what the order was going to be, so I thought there would be someone talking a little bit more before me, and then I would say, I will not say anything about the theory of designing programs, but I will talk about action. And let me start from I will focus in 2 or 3 cases. I will try to be brief, but I want to share this material, and I'm going to start from this marvelous summer school we had the opportunity to organize at the Cultural Center of Delphi, the European center. It was called the Seeds of Virtue in Ancient Greece and China. It was held at the European Cultural Center in Delphi. And what made the difference, of course, was that we had funding when the center started through a European program. The act was called the Promotion of the Study of Ancient Greek and Chinese Culture, the operational program, Human Resources Development, Education, and Lifelong Learning. So we managed to attract, and this was the beginning of our 3 years ago in Delphi in the summer, very important scholars from different universities and a network of young early career or PhD candidates in universities from all over the world, of course, including China. This was the time that China was recovering from COVID regulations, so we didn't have so many students. But we did have the honor of a visit of His Excellency Ambassador Jiao, and who had been very, very supportive from the beginning of our mission. So he came to Delphi and addressed the students, and he told me next year we will do this in China. We still haven't done this, but it was a very successful event at Delphi. I'm sure you all know the center. It has excellent facilities, and we were able to finance, to waive all tuition and to offer hospitality for all the students who traveled from all over the world, as I said, to Greece. Then I want to say a little about the idea of how we built this. So we thought of topics which would be very appropriate for a dialogue between the two traditions, Greek and Chinese philosophy. So the seeds of virtue is a theme in both traditions, and we paired excellent scholars from both traditions, sinologists, and from the Greek side. most of this information is on our website, so you can visit it. I put it on the chat, so I don't want to take more time. And this is the model we are trying to develop in the future, find interesting, important themes that encourage the bridge and allow us to understand more through the dialogue for both sides. So more recently, we had, in the same spirit, a meeting on the island of Chios on grief and mourning in a global world. It was called Cross-Cultural Reflections. The funding came from the John S. Fafalios Foundation. So we had, again, a very interesting meeting at the Spiro Stefano estate, which I mean, there were ship owners who came and visited. There is a symbolic also role of the island. It's it's so close to Turkey and so close to Asia. So and a lot of foreign people visiting the island had the opportunity to visit and to attend the lectures, and we started from the Confucian ideas on how you're supposed to mourn, compared it with classical Greek texts, and went all the way to Myroloi lamentation in Chios, which is still a living tradition. And Kathimerini wrote about us. It was a very successful event. We even had some educational activities for younger children in the same framework. After that, we also screened the film that was related to the theme of mourning for the UNESCO World Philosophy Day at the Public Central Library of Rethymno, because we try to make this mission more visible to the local community and to attract people to see what China is, I mean, to get rid of the old stereotypes, to be honest, which has been one of the things we gained from this adventure for the time being. So, and now we are running, and that's why I asked you to be first, because we are running this wonderful, again, winter school. This is the fifth, I think, or the sixth program we are running at the University of Crete. So it's in collaboration with Institute for Mediterranean Studies also, and you can see the disco festos on the background of our poster. So we have a sub-theme, not only Crete at the crossroads of civilizations, that it's an important landmark, Crete, for all this crossing, but we also have a sub-theme, which is the origins of writing and written law. We have two groups, almost 50 students. Some of them are visiting Athens today. Some of them are in Crete for a few days. The ones who are in Athens will visit the embassy tomorrow, while we will be on Mount Siloritis with the first group. So I'm trying to be brief. The reason why I said I have to leave is because we are experimenting with the Experimental Lyceum on a drama session on Greek tragedy. We have sent a folder with readings, a reading list to the Chinese students, so they are prepared this time and they are very engaging. They started from Athens with our archaeologists from the University of Crete. You can see some pictures. These are the museums in Athens. This is a group from yesterday. They sent me this picture from the Stavros Niarchos Foundation Cultural Center. Visits to the town halls. There were press releases. We tried to exploit everything that the city had to offer in terms of culture. Different aspects, the epigraphy, philosophy, texts. We talked about, here it's again the group photo at the Rethymno City Hall. We had a wonderful press release. The weather was not so good. I stole this from the summer. It rained, so I don't want to cheat. And this is also from the summer, but we are repeating it on Saturday. So this is a hands-on workshop where students will write in Linear B their names with a colleague from the Epigraphic Museum from Athens who will visit for this, and with an expert on scripts from the University of Crete. The last day we will visit the low code of Gortin, so to complete the theme. This is a very important, also the transition from the from hieroglyphic, let's say, to Phoenician alphabet, and how this affects the ideas of law and justice. We started with a tour of the Ottoman as monuments of the city of Rethymno. This is what you see here. And then we are combining philosophy. That's me. Today, my colleague is talking about tragedy, all about writing and law. This is a visit at the university library, the preservation of books and paper. Excellent students, I must say. They ask wonderful questions. This is the head librarian. This is from the town hall of Rethymno. And this is a mural that we have produced recently at the University of Crete for KELKIP. So this is a group photo again. Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Bella. It's very interesting, amazingly interesting. I wish I could participate this probably in the future. And
Thank you. I
your
must say
experience.
that it is a difficult task, and that we could never do it if we didn't have a wonderful welcome office at the University of Crete. And Mrs. Kudak is here, and I want to thank her. And I see there are other institutions here to encourage you all. It's very important to have assistance from the administration. I mean, academic part is already a lot of work, and you cannot do everything, and we don't know everything. So it's a group picture, but group mission also. Thank you very, very
Thank
much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And your experience exactly with the active exchange between Chinese and the Greek institutions, like actually offers a very concrete and encouraging example for today's discussion. Thank you very much. And I
We
wish
want concrete. We don't want logoi, as we say in ancient Greek. We want erga. We want action.
okay, yes, and very encouraging for us. Thank you so much, and we
Thank
wish
you
you
very
have
much
a
for
very
having
good
me
day.
again. And sorry that I will not be able to stay much longer. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you. And thank you all for the all opening remarks. And now we're going to dive into the substance of our two higher education systems. So starting with China, I'd like to introduce Professor Wang Yung from Southwest University, who actually also is Secretary General of the Center for Chinese and Greek Civilizations. Professor Wang will give us the Chinese perspective, helping us understand the scale, the diversity, and the opportunity within the China's higher education system. Professor Wang, please, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you, Diana. Thank you for your wonderful introduction. Thank you for organizing this great event together with the embassy. And I'm very honored to be here. It's my great pleasure to be with all of you today. And my sincere thanks to all our great partners for your continuous support to strengthen educational cooperation between our two countries. Greece and China are often described as two civilizations, but today we're not here to talk about the past. We are here to talk about the future, about how higher education can become one of the most powerful tools for dialogue, for mutual understanding, and for cooperation between East and West. Before the overview of Greek higher education, which I will be followed by my Greek colleagues, I would like to offer a Chinese perspective focused on three words: scale, quality, and opportunity. Let's start with scale. Why China matters? China has one of the world's largest higher educational system. Every year, millions of students graduate from high school, and nearly 10 million complete higher education programs annually, including a very large number of bachelor's degrees. But scale alone is not the real story. What matters is that international education is no longer marginal in China. Studying abroad and at undergraduate, master's, and doctor levels has become a structural part of family planning and talent development. Over the past 15 years, the Chinese government has actively encouraged the international cooperation in higher education, including joint programs, joint schools, and joint universities with legal entity status. Before doing KELKIP in 2020, I had spent 5 years in preparing a Sino-Australian joint school at Southwest University, and from the preparation, from the coming of the first cohort to the graduation of the first cohort, and today China hosts more than 2,500 such joint programs involving over 570,000 students. And the government is now working to expand this number significantly with explicit goal of attracting more high-quality international education resources. So that the two ways of international education in China, one is students study abroad physically, another is attracting or importing qualified international resources with joint programs, Sino-foreign joint programs. So China is not a temporary source of international students. It is a long-term, stable, and strategic partner for global higher education. Not only quantity, but quality. Equally important is the quality of the Chinese students. Chinese education system provides students a strong basic education. Chinese students are widely recognized for their discipline, diligence, and solid foundations in mathematics, humanities, sciences, and core academic skills. At the same time, China's system remains highly competitive and extreme exam-driven. Places at top universities are limited, and success depends heavily on standard testing. As a result, many talented students, especially those with strong analytical, creative, or research potential, do not always find opportunities that fully match their abilities at home. The same is true at the postgraduate level. Master's and PhD places are tightly controlled by the national quotas and entrance examinations. Every year, many excellent students miss out, not because they lack quality, but because capacity is limited and selection mechanism is not that flexible. This is why China is not only a large source country, but also a high quality and sustainable source of international students across bachelor's, master's, and doctoral levels. So in this, against this background, where Chinese students go? Where? Traditionally, Chinese students, after the China's opening reform, the first wave of studying abroad in China is students went to the United States, and then to UK, Australia, New Zealand, and Europe, of course, and the European continent, especially Germany, like France, and later Chinese students started to go to Southeast Asia. This is the emerging in countries like Malaysia and Thailand. In 2024 alone, around 30,000 Chinese students were studying in Thailand. As former Chinese ambassador Xiao once pointed out to me, in front of the Greek rectors. He said, the scale of the Chinese students in Thailand already demonstrates how much potential remains untapped in Greece. 30,000 Chinese students are studying in Thailand. Thailand is not an English-speaking country. And this is precisely where Greece has real and still underused advantages. Why Greece can do better? From a Chinese perspective, Greece offers something truly unique, a great civilizational heritage, as my colleague, Professor Kalobala mentioned. And the position for Greece is very unique. Greece is between the East and the West. It's bridging the East and the West. And Greece is with profound civilizational heritage and symbolic values. And every Chinese people has a very special affection or feeling towards Greece. And of course, academic strength in many fields like humanities, philosophy, archaeology, maritime studies, lots of many fields. And each university, has their own strengths. And also the high qualified English teaching faculties, and safe and sound and friendly social environment, and the competitive cost structure. All those factors tell that Greece has significant potential. But the strength of Greece deserves more strategic international communication. This is why we are here. This is why we are here today. This is why this webinar is so important. We are making history. And together, we must and we can make a change. And another important point is that Chinese students are not only undergraduates. More Chinese high school graduates are considering full bachelor's degrees abroad. Large numbers of Chinese bachelor graduates are seeking master's education abroad. And at the doctoral level, China produces many high qualified, research-oriented candidates. And for the MA graduates, they want PhD abroad. So Chinese doctoral students are often academically strong, highly motivated, and experienced in research environments. Attracting them is not just about numbers. It is about strengthening research capacity and international academic profiles. I would also like to briefly clarify one practical issue, which is assigned by Diana, by SIG, and understanding China's bachelor's degree. And China operates under one unified, nationally regulated higher education system, supervised by the Ministry of Education. With this system, there are different pathways. Regular full-time programs. This is known by all. This is understood. It's very easily understood to be understood. The regular full-time bachelor's programs, and we, in addition to that, we have more like applied bachelor's programs, vocational tracks, vocational bachelor's programs, adult and flexible learning routes. And we also have college to bachelor upgrading. But all officially recognized bachelor's degrees meet national academic standards. In the past 30 years, I met Chinese friends from, who became very successful through, whose bachelor's degrees were obtained through various ways. They are excellent. But for postgraduate admission, different backgrounds may reasonably require interviews and written samples and writing samples. These are alignment tools, not indicators of lower quality. So the key message is very simple. Different pathways do not mean lower standards. They require more precise evaluation. Before I close, let me say a few words about the Center for Chinese and Greek Civilizations, the sister center of President Bala's center in Greece. And the center is our center, actually. This is the two centers are a joint initiative of 8 leading Chinese and Greek universities dedicating to promote Sino-Hellenic cooperation in education and culture and innovation. In the past 3 years, we have worked continuously as a practical bridge between Chinese and Greek universities. We have supported the University of Athens BAAG program since its very inauguration in 2020 during the pandemic. And we sent 4 students to the BAAG program. That was the only 4 students who physically study abroad among 60,000 Southwest University students. And I'm very glad to see that BAG now takes root, flourishes, and growing. We launched the first China-Greece joint master's program with the University of Patras. Just as President Bala just mentioned, we organized diverse thematic summer and winter schools at the University of Crete for the Chinese students, and vice versa. We also, the Chinese universities, also organized, designed study tour programs for the Greek young people and the young students. And we facilitated multiple Chinese university delegations visiting Greece, and we hosted academic forums and policy dialogues. Through those concrete initiatives, hundreds of students and scholars have already directly benefited from Sino-Greek cooperation. Let me conclude with a broader perspective. Education is not only about recruitment and mobility. It is one of the strongest forms of international dialogue. China and Greece represent 2 great civilizations, East and West. Through deeper cooperation, we are not just educating students, we are cultivating understanding, trust, and the future. As the inheritors of East and West civilizations, China and Greece should work together and closer to help build a better world and a better shared future. I firmly believe that strong Sino-Greek higher education partnership is not only possible, it is necessary for our institutions, for our students, and for a more connected and thoughtful world. With that, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much for this comprehensive presentation and overview about the Chinese higher education situation. And also your presentation make us understand better behind the student mobility and cooperation. And then I kindly request the Professor Wang to mention a little bit about different types of bachelor degrees. Are we wish there are more Chinese students could come to Greece to study, but there are so many different types of bachelor degrees. So maybe in the future, if you tumble into 1 or 2, it's not like the traditional way but just remember all the bachelor degrees are the similar. They just choose different paths and different way to get the bachelor degree. So wish there are those students, they can also come here and be welcomed by the Greek University. Thank you so much, Professor Wang Yung. And now let's turn to Greece. And George will walk us through about the Greek higher education system and the internationalization, as I say, strategies and priorities. George, please.
Thank you so much, Diana. I will try to keep this tight and condensed in order to preserve some time. And I will share my screen really quickly. And slideshow. Okay. Can you all see my presentation, right? Okay, excellent. Thank you so much. Welcome, studying Greece, more than a country. Good morning, Kalimera, and I will try my Chinese from what Google Translate told me, Zhao Shang Hao, even though I understood
Bravo.
now that it's afternoon there. So, yeah,
下午好.
it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. At least I tried. At least I tried. So, the Greek
Thank you.
higher education landscape spans in 24 public universities across the country, from the southern part, like University of Crete, that we have Professor Bala with us, and other academic staff like Evgenia, who is with us today, and she's always a part of the webinars and educational fairs. Thank you very much. To the more northern part, like Aristotle University of Democritus University of Thrace. So our undergraduate degrees last for around 4 to 6 years, and postgraduate 2 to 5 semesters. So the Greek higher education Greek higher education, the internationalization perspective prioritizes internationalization of higher education. There have been some progressive reforms that I talked about earlier, and the modernization of the regulatory framework, international academic offerings, state funding, and the ratification of the LRC that I mentioned earlier, which is the Lisbon Recognition Convention. It is a primary legal framework for accessing the qualification for access to to higher education in the European higher education area, the attraction of foreign universities' branch campuses, and establishment of Studying Greece as a national promotion organization. The reasons and goals for the Greek higher education internationalization is the demographics, the low birth rate that we're experiencing, international talent retention. We have talked about the brain drain and the need to brain gain again to retain these fantastic minds back in Greece, and also attract international minds coming in Greece. Technological evolution and disruption, economic intelligence, and the promotion of international cooperation in diverse fields. The focuses and objectives is to build bridges between the academia and industry, the alignment of studying programs with global labor trends, the technological evolution, to create a technology-driven workforce, develop a digital health, green and a really good economy, create a pro-business environment to attract foreign investments. So at the moment here in Greece, we do have 12 international bachelors. There are a lot more to come that are being created and getting through the process of certification. We have, of course, 500 Greek taught bachelors that might get useful after some legislation changes that might attract also international students after let's say the retention of a B2 certification. The tuition fees are really low, and they are really good programs. The masters are around 200 English taught masters, 800 Greek taught masters, and in a wide range of scientific disciplines. Also, comparing to other European countries and other countries across the globe, the tuition fees remain low. Greece is really attractive when it comes to tuition fees. So, what Greek universities can offer? They can offer a joint and dual degrees based on MOU, of course, among MOUs across the universities, joint research programs, faculty-led courses like winter and summer schools, like Professor Bala mentioned. They are really fantastic programs, and they are a good advertisement for what is happening to Greece as far as the academic part is concerned. They are really good sneak peeks of the Greek education. Also, faculty-led courses from Greek universities with recognition of credits, semester programs, internships, and degree programs, of course, that we mentioned earlier. So, studying Greece, we have studying Greece consists of 6 strategic pillars: the development and maintaining of the studying Greece website and the platforms. We are. I will talk a little bit later for the platforms. We are really happy that yesterday we did a fantastic webinar for the applications platform that has been relaunched and wants to be a centralized system for attracting student applications. We have a global presence and promotions. We do participate in fairs and conferences from NAFSA to EAIE, and of course Diana will talk later on for the journey in China, hopefully in the next couple of months. Promotion campaigns and information, country page on study abroad platforms and articles like the companies of study portals, Keystone Education Group, QS. We also support the development of international strategic partnerships with China, US, Italy, Germany, and India. Capacity building and consulting services. This is something that we want to do in order to empower Greek academics to explore the international academic landscape, and design of implementation of short-term programs that I've mentioned before. So we're really happy to let you know that in 2025, the visitors from in our website was around 200,000 visitors that year. We are slowly growing. Everything is going exactly as we wanted to. We have resolved around 3,500 tickets to help prospective students come to Greece. And also, this is what I would like to mention, ATSIC platform, the first one. It is the new platform for applications, centralized application system for all universities, both master's degrees and bachelor degrees. Along with international partners, we want to bring more and more students to study in Greece. Our global presence and promotion, as I said before, international fairs around the globe. On your left side is NAFSA, on the right side it is EAIE. Global presence and promotion in participation in Faro summits and summit like this, promotion campaigns and information event from study portals to Times Higher Education that we hosted some articles there, and educations.com. Also, we do have international strategic partnerships with many different countries, and we're really happy about that. We have fantastic partners around the globe that help us support different kinds of activities and events like this. And we also like to help with the capacity building and consulting services. Here is my favorite partner from study portals, Giles Hawkins, that is been doing a webinar informing people about what are the latest trends in the international academic landscape. And also, we do like to help out with the consulting, other consulting webinars that we have done. You can find them on the website, and also the implementation of short-term programs. Greece is a great destination, both in winter but also in summer, to attract students. Have a small program to get a taste of what it's like to be studying in Greece. I hope I haven't. Yeah, I think we're fine. Thank you, Diana. Of course, I will give you my email address to the chat if you want to ask me something later on. Thank you so much for your time. Back to you, Diana.
Thank you very much, George, for giving us this clear picture of what Greek universities could bring to the table. And now let's shift the gear a little bit and from move from the structure to practice. One of the reasons why this webinar is very important, especially for the Greek side, is that CSSE is not the only primary national body supporting China's international education engagement, but also a multifunctional institution with different departments responsible for different stages of academic mobility and cooperation. Bringing these departments together in one webinar allows Greek universities to understand not just individual procedures, but how the system functions as a whole. So in order for us in the future to create a smoother and a more effective collaboration, academic collaboration between our two countries. So first, I would like to invite Ms. Yu Haiying, Director of the International Cooperation Department of CSSE, to present their department and programs and also their annual flagship event. Ms. Yu, the floor is yours.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you so much, Diana. Thank you so much for your effort to make this webinar happen. And also thank you, Mr. George and Madam Wang, and of course, Professor Bella. I'm not sure whether Bella is still here. And also Professor Wang Yong. Your introduction are all very amazing and give us so much information, very important. Give us a whole picture about studying Greece and all the higher education system about Greece. So thank you very much. Although you cannot see just maybe 3 or 4 people, 5 people here in the camera, but actually we do have 9 colleges here with me. And we are from 3 divisions. One is me and Mr. Boran. 2 of us are from the Division of International Cooperation. And also we have some colleagues from the Office for Studying China. And I'm sure you are very familiar with them. They have already organized some Chinese universities delegation to Greece. And of course, you are very keen to understand more about the CSS Overseas Credential Evaluation Services criteria. So we do have some colleges from the Division of Overseas Credential Evaluation Service. So later we'll give you some information about the 3 parts. So and also I think we still have some time to discuss. Yeah. That's all my colleagues here. You can say hello to you. And so maybe I'll have a very general information, also a slide to share with you about, give you the general picture about CSSE, our function. And later we'll give you more introduction about studying in China and of course the criteria for the overseas credential evaluation. Oh, yeah, how to share, yeah. Okay, thank you. Yeah, just as Diana mentioned, the CSSE, we are affiliated to the Ministry of Education, and I think we are the only one that provides the professional services nationwide for the to support the Chinese students who would like to study abroad and the international students who like to study in China. And of course, we are facilitating and promoting the collaboration between Chinese universities and overseas universities. So actually, we have 3 main missions. So I'll give you some details in terms of each mission. For study abroad, actually, you know, just as Professor Wang Yong introduced, yes, and nowadays in China, we do have so many Chinese students who like to study abroad and all spend some time in the overseas universities. So for CSSE, we do we call one-stop services for our Chinese students. Before they study abroad, CSSE, we will do some pre-departure consultation project. So every year we will organize together with Chinese universities to do some kind of the pre-departure project to give them more information about overseas universities' environment to help students better understand and prepare for the upcoming studies abroad. So here you can see some activities organized by CSCSE. Some of them are online and some of them are on-site in campus. And one student, here, I noticed that Professor Wang will also show some figures. Actually, to make the Chinese families know more about overseas environment, actually from last year, CSCSE, we are studied to release some professional reports, especially based on the Chinese students' experience. So here you can see this is the first time we released the Blue Book on China Study Abroad. This CSCSE, we collaborated with the professional academic in China, and it's the first comprehensive report analysis the current landscape and environment of Chinese students study overseas. So here is some based on about 26 index. We do some research and focus on three dimensions. One is the quality, and the second is trust, and the third is safety. Because nowadays Chinese families are really pay attention to those three aspects. So based on these three dimensions, we do this kind of ranking. Although from this ranking, it's still some of those foreign countries are still like the very popular destination for Chinese students. Although the Greece are not still on that list, but I'm sure when Chinese students know more about the Greece universities, it can be more popular destination in the very close near future. Yeah. And for Chinese students who already study abroad, CSCSE, we also give them support. For example, for some students, especially for the PhD students, if they would like to have their own startup, CSCSE, actually, we can organize some competition. And of course, and also we will help to introduce them or to connect them with some China startup incubator, or to give them some information and to give them some expertise support, which is quite popular among Chinese students community. And of course, we will also, during the students' overseas study, to provide some psychological counseling or some emergency rescue insurance if the students cope with some extreme cases. And when students coming back to China, actually, CSCSE, we also provide some services, especially you can see here the career fair, which is also quite popular among Chinese students. And, most of Chinese students, their aim for study abroad is to want to find a better place when they come back to China to get a better work opportunity. So we organize the biggest one in China every year, or some kind of a specialized event for the Chinese returnees. And of course, at the same time, we have developed a nationwide website. On that website, all the job vacancies can be seen, so that we can help the students to have the effective connection with the employers, which I think is become more and more popular for the Chinese students. And the other thing for the returnees coming back is our overseas credential evaluation service. So I will just give you some very general figures here. Maybe it's not the latest one, but just let you know the big picture. Actually, this overseas credential evaluation service is not compulsory. It's based on just Chinese students, their application. And it has three main functions. One is to check whether qualification is true or not. And second is to check whether the hosting country or the quality awarding body can be officially recognized by the hosting country. And the study is to compare the academic level between the overseas qualification and the Chinese qualification, because each country has the very specific or the unique higher education system. So sometimes it's quite difficult for the Chinese employers to understand the overseas qualification. So we are trying our best to do the translation or the kind of a specific description about overseas qualification. So here another very important function is to promote and to maintain the Study in China brand on behalf of the Chinese universities. We also have the official website. Later, my colleague will give you more about. In terms of Study in China, we also provide one-stop services. So the one loop from the international students before they decided to study in China, we'll give them some information. And when they study here, we can also organize some kind of the alumni activities. And of course, we can also help them to find job opportunities in China. And here, I think here is why we are so interested to have this webinar, because every year we will have a very famous, of course, the Chinese, our brand event will be held in each April. That is China International Education Exhibition Tour. Together with that, we will also organize the CIE China Study Abroad Forum. For the international exhibition tour, it's not so big like NAFSA, but I can say it's the earliest one in China, held since the year 1919. And so we also have so many visitors. And every year we will have about maybe more than 200 to 300 overseas universities to join us. And every year we will choose 5 to 4 and the first tail cities around China to give the overseas university have the chance to show their own educational opportunities for the Chinese families and have the face-to-face communication. Yeah. And nowadays, this exhibition tour has become the big networking opportunity. So that during that tour, many universities have already, they can explore the new potential for collaboration. So they think that's quite very effective way to meet the new partner. Together with that, we also organized the China Study Abroad Forum. It has become the kind of platform for the high dialogue between the university around the world and between the expertise or the expert and professional bodies or the government representative around different countries. And so for this is some pictures where we have for the last year. Yeah, you can see for last year, together with one main forum, we also have the 8 parallel sessions focused in different topics, from the value and trends for the international education to the two-way students mobility and to the quality assurance system, especially about the cross-border quality assurance system, and also about the employment and the growth of study abroad talents. So it's related. It has really close related with the CSCSE function, and also with some interest, no matter for the universities or for the students or for the professional bodies. So here we also have this year's plan. We will they'll begin at the second Friday in April. This year we will have 4 cities, 5 cities, and together with 4 stop on campus. So it's some kind of new design. We do wish we can provide more opportunities for all our overseas universities partners, to meet more Chinese families and to meet more Chinese universities. So here is our theme for the CSCSE 2026, not 2025.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you're interested in that, you can scan this to get the H5 page, which is in English version. Yes. And of course, CSCSE, as I mentioned before, we are also keen to help the collaboration between Chinese universities and overseas universities. Very important thing is through some international programs that CSCSE developed together with some prestigious Chinese universities. We have 3 international programs. One is we call the SATC program, that Study Abroad Training Center programs. The second is the SQA Advanced Diploma program. This program is we introduced together with the SQA in UK since the year 2003. And the third is the IGEC, that is International General Curriculum Program. This program will main focus to the United States market. So many universities are actually very interested about how to develop together with CSCSE to do the SATC program. This program we normally call as 2+2 or 1+3 or 2+N program. This module that the module is based on the CSCSE together with the Chinese university and with the overseas partner. And under this framework, the CSCSE, we are responsible to establish this program's whole module, the framework, and within which all the university can go through with the very similar guideline. So we are also responsible for the quality assurance system, and also we are responsible for the brand and marketing, and of course the best practice in sharing, and of course we are helping the Chinese university to do kind of the capacity building workshop or seminars, very similar with the studying Greece. And for the Chinese universities, they are responsible to have the very specific agreement with their overseas partner. Through that agreement, normally the Chinese students will choose to spend 1 or 2 years in China's campus and have some kind of English learning training together with some foundation courses so that they have the better preparation before they study abroad. And if they want to choose the overseas university, sometimes normally based on their training experience in Chinese universities, they can get kind of the credit exemption so that they can just spend 2 or 3 years. That means the less time in overseas university. So especially after the pandemic, this kind of way become more popular because it's more, for Chinese families, it's more economic worthy and more safety because the students can spend some days, sometimes in Chinese campus to have this kind of a shift and to get better prepared before they study abroad. Yeah. For the overseas partner, normally they are responsible to mapping the course together with their Chinese counterparts and to support the Chinese students for pursue the different through bachelor degree to master degree. Yes, to responsible to award the overseas qualification. So that's a very general introduction. Later, I will give the floor to my colleague from studying China and also the colleague from Division for Overseas Credential Evaluation. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Miss Yu. Thank you very much. You give us a very comprehensive and a clear introduction, not only about your departments, but also the other two departments. And we'll wish in the very soon future, the Greek University could be appeared on the list earlier you showed. And
Thank you so
also,
much. Yes,
yes,
you're really welcome.
and also as the SATC program, I
Yes.
think it could be a very good opportunity for the academic collaboration with Greek universities. And as
Yeah.
the annual event, it looks a very good start to let more Greek Chinese students to get to know about Greek universities and also to about their international study programs. So thank you.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yes. Yeah.
And right now, that's welcome Deputy Director Mr. Jia Jinghua, the Deputy
Sorry,
Director.
Mr. Jia Jinghua is on another emergent meeting, so it's
So
Mr.
Mr.
Na
He
Yang,
yes,
to give some introduction.
is a project manager,
Okay,
project
yeah,
manager from the Department of Study
Okay.
Abroad. Yes, please, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. So hello, everyone. My name is Na Yang from the Study in China office of CSCSE, and it's my pleasure to meet you all virtually. And I'd like to start out by briefly highlighting our history of cooperation. So in 2023, SIG and CSCSE signed a memorandum of cooperation in the Sino-Hellenic Higher Education Workshop, which marked a very important milestone in our partnership. And I hope that through my introduction of the Chinese higher education and the one-stop services we provide for studying China, we can further deepen our cooperation in the future. So now let me give you an overview of Chinese higher education. So as of June 2025, there were 3,167 institutions of higher education in China, of which 2,919 were general institutions and 248 adult institutions. And colleges and universities in China can be categorized into three types: public colleges and universities, private colleges, and Sino-foreign joint-run colleges and universities. And institutions of higher education for talent cultivation can be categorized into three types: research institutions, professional institutions, and vocational institutions. And next, I'd like to introduce the global promotion of the Study in China brand. So our role in that regard is actually similar to the British Council, BC, as we are responsible for promoting Chinese higher education and providing reliable and official information for international students. And in order to promote our brand, we operate multiple social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok. And through these channels, international students can access reliable and up-to-date information about Chinese universities, degree and short-term programs, as well as student stories and experiences. We also operate an official website that provides comprehensive information for studying in China, including study programs and scholarships, application guidance, visa service and pre-departure information, and career opportunities. And apart from brand promotion, we also provide one-stop services based on some key brand projects. For example, before studying in China, we have a key project called Study in China Pathway Program, which offers 2+2 programs in partnership with Chinese and international universities to help students improve their Chinese language skills and gain professional skills and knowledge. And after completing 2 or 3 years of study abroad, students can come to China and complete their studies. And after they graduate, international students can explore internship and employment opportunities through our career fair. And this event is held every year to support students in connecting with Chinese employers, understanding the local job market, and gaining valuable insights and experience to smoothly transition into their careers. And while students are studying in China, we also offer a range of very meaningful and interesting activities. This is quite important, so I'll elaborate a little bit. And so this is the Study Tour China program, which is meticulously developed by renowned experts and experienced teachers from various fields at China's double first-class universities. They are the top-notch universities. And they offer a curriculum based on academic credits tailored to the strength of each institution. This program targets outstanding young students worldwide and adheres to the principle of unity of knowledge and action, featuring a systematic, immersive, experiential, and interactive learning approach. So the participants of this program will immerse themselves in Chinese civilization and gain a fresh interdisciplinary experience that blends China's rich historical and cultural heritage with advanced academic subjects, high-quality teaching, and abundant practical resources. The program offers one or more modular courses and integrates diverse learning methods such as classroom instruction, field studies, exchanges, and on-hand practices. So the education tour aims to help the participants and students enhance their cross-cultural communication skills, leadership, problem-solving skills, critical thinking, and so forth, while broadening their international perspective and competence. And this supports individuals in developing a strong sense of social responsibility and unlocking their multidimensional potential. So in the first phase, we have jointly developed 25 study tour in China courses with 17 leading Chinese universities, covering themes such as natural sciences, high and new technologies, engineering, and humanities and social sciences. The courses are implemented across multiple regions in China, including North, East, South, Northwest, and Southwest China. In the second phase, 47 additional courses will be launched in collaboration with 22 more universities. And this is an example of our international cooperations, which is called Study Tour Pioneering Scheme for China-UK Youth Mobility. Yeah, this is a cooperation we have with the UK. And this scheme was launched in Beijing on January this year. And under the scheme, 6 UK universities will organize more than 200 students to come to China this year in groups. And 10 Chinese universities will design 13 program routes to host them for an immersive learning experience in China. And building on this successful model, we also hope to establish a similar pioneering scheme with Greece, so that Greek students can have more opportunities to come to China for study tours. And at the same time, we also hope to encourage Chinese students to take part in study tours in Greece through the World Study Tour Alliance program. So now nearly 40 Chinese and international universities have joined the alliance, including institutions from Australia, Canada, the United States, the UK, Italy, Malaysia, and South Korea. And that's all for my presentation. We look forward to deepening our cooperation, and I warmly invite you to follow our official accounts to learn more about Chinese universities and programs. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Na. They're all very, very attractive and interesting. And with more and more interactions with these different programs with the World Study Allegiance and then the study tour in China, we wish to see more Greek students in China and experience and emerge with the Chinese culture, and also many more Chinese students to come here to study in Greece. Okay. Very good. Thank you. And now our final presentation focuses on degree recognition, a topic of particular interest to institutions and students alike. So let's welcome Deputy Director Ms. Yang Kai-yi from the Department of Overseas Academic Credential Evaluation to introduce their department and maybe a little bit of foreign degree diploma recognition framework. The floor is yours.
Good morning and good evening. My name is Kai Yang, and I'm from the Department of Overseas Credential Evaluation. Next part, I will give a brief introduction of the service we provide and also the institution list we published on our official website. To promote international education exchange and cooperation and also serve the academic and career needs of international students, including further education and employment, CSSE has provided the Overseas Credential Evaluation Service, also called OCES, since 1991. Our English credential evaluation system was launched in 2021. Over the past 30 years, the service has been continuously transformed to improve its quality and efficiency and to optimize its users' experience. OCES has played a significant and important role, not just in assisting overseas students in returning to China for employment and entrepreneurship, but also in promoting the development of China's international education and advancing educational opening up. By 2025, CSSE has served over 4.5 million applicants, covering 180 countries and regions and more than 10,000 credential types. And in 2025, we have received over 450,000 applications, representing a year-on-year increase of more than 7% compared with 2024. The OCES, as Director Yu mentioned, is not a compulsory service. It responds to the voluntary request of applicants, and all the evaluation are provided case by case based on the provisions of our evaluation and standards. We offer a professional and technical decision with an explanation of the legal status of the awarding institution, the authenticity of the qualification, and its comparability to the Chinese higher education system. Based on different situation and the characteristics of each country and region, we provide applicants with high quality service within committed time frame. It's usually between 10 working days to 20 working days, based on the verification channel. And if we have direct access to the database, it can usually be completed within 10 working days, such as the United States. Usually it takes from 10 to 20 working days, and for Greek institutions, we usually completed within 20 working days. Also, to provide better service for students studying abroad and public, CSSE has comprehensively improve our credential evaluation procedure, and we published the Overseas Credential Evaluation Guide on the official website. Also, we maintain an up-to-date FAQs and issue country-specific alerts through our evaluation system to give our applicants some reminders and alerts so that they know what to do and how to make their application successful. Next part, I will introduce the list published on our official website. To fully utilize our data resource and provide reference for students who wish to study abroad and also provide reference to the society, we published a name list of the institutions based on our successful applications in the recent 5 years on our official website. To ensure the accuracy of the name list, this list covered the range of the last 5 years. All the institutions in the list are extracted from the evaluation reports we have successfully issued during the last 5 years. And this is not a recommendation list or a credit list. It is a factual list of all the institutions extracted from the evaluation reports we have issued. And it is updated annually, usually around July or August. For instance, if an institution's graduate, they have successfully completed the first application before June 28th, the name of the institution will automatically be appeared after this year's update. The institution do not need to do anything else or to provide any additional documents or materials for us to add them into the list. And for the future, we really hope to build stronger partnerships with institutions in Greece. And especially it will be very helpful if we can have a specific contact person and have the official contact or email address of this Greek institution so that we can have a very smooth verification channel, and it will greatly enhance the efficiency that we provide the evaluation of Greek institutions and qualifications. That's all for my introduction.
Thank you very much. And actually, Miss, sorry, Miss Miss Young's department, sorry, my bad. Miss Young's department serve as in Greece is like a DOADAP. Like they recognize the foreign certificate diplomas. So right now, as the current track, there are already more than half of the Greek universities on the list. That means there are more than half of the universities. They were either from Chinese students, they decided to go back to study, or there are some Greek or other international students go to China to study or work there. So we wish in the future there were all of our universities, 24 in total, will be all appeared on the list. Thank you very much. And so, okay. Again, thank you all our speakers. And now we're open the floor for a 10-minute Q&A session. And I kindly encourage all the participants to seize the moment and ask the questions to might probably benefit your institution. Thank you. First, I think there's one, Miss Eleni Mavridou from Democratic University of Thrace. She's trying to ask, are there any real examples on how CSSE has helped the Greek university in establishing a joint degree with Chinese institutions? Miss Yu, I think, do you have any opinion? Maybe you will start from the SATC program.
Actually, I think joint program in China would have a very different description about joint program. One is the jointly run programs. So this kind of program, normally it's just the overseas universities, they have the interest to collaborate with Chinese universities, and then they will need to apply for the material directly to the MOE in China, and they can get a kind of official approval. So that is we call the jointly run programs. And the other one, SATC, is not, it's just a credit exemption program because it's quite different from the jointly run program. So not just approval, any approval system are not needed. So they just, they can talk directly with any Chinese universities. And of course, because you know CSCSE, our SATC program, we redesigned the new standard for the journals, the criteria. Now we only accept in China the double first-class universities to join us, and we are looking at the quality. We think that's the most important thing. So we welcome if any Greek universities are interested in that. You can communicate directly with us so that we can maybe help you to find the proper potential Chinese university partner, and they based on the specific vary or the subject, you can have the dialogues directly. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. So probably it means there's another webinar will be held soon for the specific joint or
specific, yeah.
Yes. Okay. And Miss Marianti from Ionian University. asked if a Greek student wishes to receive a scholarship for postgraduate studies in English in China, where should they start their research and which sources should they consult? Are there any relevant websites?
就你们那个这这个展这个，actually, we do have several kind of scholarship. One is China government scholarship. For that scholarship, actually, you can just go to the CSCSE, that's China government scholarship website. They released all the information. And of course, each Chinese universities, they do have their own scholarship. So you can check all that information on our Study in China website to get the one-stop information about, for example, the different the information about each universities, their subject, their strengths, and which courses can offer the scholarship. So we have all the information can check on our subscribes. Yes.
Can I add a few more on this question? And the Chinese universities warmly welcome Greek students. Warmly welcome. And just as the Greek universities nowadays, in the past few years, and the Chinese universities developed tremendous amount of English taught, MA programs and even undergraduate programs. And Miss Yu just mentioned the China Scholarship Council website. That is, has a very detailed information on the scholarships. And Ying is here, Ying Wang, as the education attaché at the Chinese Embassy in Athens. She's here to help. And let me give you examples. In 2022, the university where I'm teaching, Southwest University in China, welcomed the first Greek students. I met her by coincidence at the Athens airport. We bought the same flight, Beijing to Athens, last Friday. And we did not know until we pick up the luggage, the check luggage at the same time. Professor Wang, wow, Luisa. She graduated from Yanyang University as an undergraduate student, and she went to Southwest University for her MA. And she with the government, Chinese government scholarship that can cover all the tuitions, cover the accommodations, and even the meals. And it's like a free program. And she has made history because as the first Greek student in the history of Southwest University. And then the next year through the joint MA program, and two Greek universities came to Southwest University. And unfortunately, the time they're too late to apply the government Chinese government scholarship, so they pay the scholarship by them. They pay the tuition by themselves. No, they applied. We offered them the mayor's scholarship or the Silk Road scholarship, and this scholarship are at the hands of each universities. Southwest University offered them the mayor's, I forgot, a mayor's or the Silk Road scholarships, which covers their tuition, but could not cover their accommodation. They paid their accommodation fees, which was about 10,000 RMB, like a little over 1,000 euro for a year, for two people, two dormitory room. And then the third year, Eleni Valahu applied, and he applied very early, so we offered her the government scholarship. And then later this year, Dina was there with a double scholarship. Dina missed the Chinese government scholarship, and we offered her a 1+1, a mayor's plus Silk Road that covers almost equals to the government scholarship. So that means, we provide very detailed service together with Ying Wang at the embassy, and to ensure her successful application and successful awarding with the scholarship. So I want to use the case to tell you, my colleagues, that we welcome, and we can find, as long as the Greek students want to study in China, we can find financial supports for them.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And I'm so sorry. My apology, Professor Pandatosaki. And she has a question from University of West Attica. First is, given that Greek professors visiting China act as critical academic ambassadors, how can their presence in Chinese universities be leveraged to integrate a pre-departure orientation directly into their research curriculum, especially to prepare Chinese students for the technical and the cultural standards they will face in Greece? I don't know if it's from Ms. Yu or Professor Wang. Can you?
Let me try. I didn't thought. Let me try to read the message. How can they present in
Let
Chinese?
let me retype this one more time. Hold on a second. Right here.
Okay.
I just
Especially
retype on
prepare Chinese students for the technical and cultural standards they face in Greece. Give that Greek professors visiting China act as critical academic ambassadors. How can their presence in Chinese university be leveraged into integrate pre-departure orientation directly into their research curriculum, especially to prepare Chinese students for the critical and culture standard we face? Professor,
Pantatosaki.
Can you just speak your question instead of it's better to understand to understand the question. Yeah, if you open a microphone.
Okay, hello,
Hello.
and thank you very much for this insightful session. Actually, the question is, how can a professor, a Greek professor that will travel and collaborate with a Chinese university, how can they help in prepare Chinese students for what they will encounter when they will come in Greece and study in a Greece university, about the technological challenges and the cultural challenges that they will face during this exchange? How can we help? That's the actual question. Thank you.
Yeah, this is a very, very warm question. And I keep on asking these questions too. How can we help? How can we serve? And yes, you're right. Professors are culture ambassadors, and excellent professor and a qualified course will attract many students. And based on my experience, Chinese students, as you know, according to the statistics last year, I did together with Ying Wang at the embassy, there were 72 Chinese students studying Greece, and as I mentioned, there's a great potential ahead of us. And among the 72, 17 were students were from Southwest University. We sent, under the umbrella of the joint MA, and 12 were exchange students at the University of Athens. So the students who independently come here to study, the number is still very, very, very small. And I think Evgelia, the question is that if you have students from Chinese university who are willing to study here, and it is very easy actually to give them orientation through Zoom meetings, and it's not necessary to send a professor there to give them special orientation. But sending professors is a good way of attracting Chinese students. Yeah. And we can, of course, Diana can help. I'm based in China, and although I frequently come here, we can offer our help too. And their international office are responsible for give them a brief or give them orientations before they're coming here.
Yeah, just want to add one more word. Maybe for the first question, it's a little deep for us, but for the second, actually, CSCSE, we are now developing new schemes, the new scholarship scheme that is focused to the Silk Road countries, and we welcome more professors to be here to stay maybe several weeks or to several months to have the more chance to have the cooperative research with the Chinese professors here. So not only the orientation, but also have the more research opportunities together with the Chinese counterparts. So if you have some very famous professors or some young talent are interested to spend some times in China, maybe we can give some help. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Well,
Thank you very much, both of you.
Sorry.
Yes,
Sorry,
Mr. Jia Jinghua is here.
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
he has finished his emergent meeting.
Hello, Deputy
Hello. Hi.
Director.
Hi. Good to see you.
Very
Yeah.
nice to meet you.
Okay. So I just want to add some points. Cause I just concluded my term from Chinese Consulate General in Vancouver as a consul. As for the Chinese government scholarship course, when I was in Canada, I just help many Canadian students and scholars to study in China and apply for the Chinese government scholarships. So for senior for senior scholars, and I think China will provide different kinds of scholarships from the central government and Chinese government scholarship and the local government scholarship. And I think if you want to apply for the Chinese government scholarship as a senior scholars, and you can log on to the campus China .org.cn. Cause this as a Chinese government scholarship of official website. And you maybe I think you find lots of useful information. And when you apply, and you can also contact the Chinese embassy in Greece, and they will help you to how to apply is a senior scholars Chinese government scholarship. And also as I know, there's some local government scholarships, just like Jiangsu province and Zhejiang province, and also Guangdong province. They also provide lots of local government scholarship. And if you need more information, and later I will just leave my email, and you can maybe Professor. Let me see. Yeah. Professor EP, yeah, you can send me send the email to me, okay?
Thank you. That would be really helpful if you could leave your email and communicate. It will be really helpful. Thank you all very much.
Thank you very much. And
Okay,
also, I would
okay.
like to add a little thoughts and share with Professor Pendatosaki. Sorry if I speak wrong. First is, thank you. I feel like the second question you're asking is based on the projective of your institutions. If you want to collaborate with institutionally, like to search for funding or the individual scholars. But in China, like Deputy Director and Directors Yu, both of them, and also Professor Wang Yong, all of them, they're saying like no matter in the institutional level or in the personal scholar level, like there are different kinds of fundings are available. So you just need to seek for the partner and then to see which kind of objective your institution holds. And then you can just move forward. And then for the technical and the cultural, I don't know if I understand correct, but if you are a little bit worried about Chinese students, once they come to Greece, they are not getting used for the environment and then the technology or the food, the language, don't worry about it because there's one thing in common about our two civilizations, very, very long history. And in China, we have so many different kind of changes. So the Chinese people were really easy to adapt the new environment. So don't worry about it. I think there's a very attractive part for all the Chinese people. They will love, all of them will love Greece.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Thank you once again.
And all right, anyone else? Please, you can open up your mic and directly ask your question. Okay. No? All right. So before we close, I would like to once again thank all the speakers for the very insightful knowledge and information, and to thank to all our participants from the Greek universities. I hope you're leaving with some actionable ideas. And I would like to reiterate that Studying Greece and the CSSC are here to support all kinds of academic collaborations and interactions between Greece and China. So please do not hesitate to reach out to us with follow-up questions or partnership ideas. This is just the beginning. And thank you all for your time, your questions, and your engagement. Enjoy the rest of your day and wherever you are. And thank you so much and take care. Goodbye, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
Dana.
you very
Thank you.
much.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
Diana.
Have a
Thank you.
great
Bye.
day.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Good luck.
See you soon.
Thank you, Diana. It was
Thank
lovely.
you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you,
Goodbye.
Diana. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.